Alright, welcome back to Kamen Rider Review, episode number 198. We are reviewing episodes 6 to 7 of Kamen Rider Decade. Now, 6 and 7 is the Ryoki tribute. Yep. When they arrive in the world of Ryoki, I recognize it right away because I've seen the show. We have Natsume meeting up with, believe it or not, Renko. A character definitely from Ryoki. Except that they, of course, this is an alternate version of the show, alternate of the Ryoki, where she's the editor of the paper, despite the fact in the original show she was not editor of the paper. She was basically a star reporter for them, basically the only actual reporter they actually had, because CG, he was basically sort of a he's just a photographer for them. He wasn't a regular reporter. Because it was just the editor, CG, Renko, who was basically, well, the reporter. They had their tech person. They did hire one person toward the end of the show, but that was basically their staff. And it was basically like a small office. Here in this universe, apparently, it's a completely different journal. No longer the Orc Journal. In this world, it basically is known as the Asura Journal. Renko is the editor. No mention what happened to the actual editor per se of the Orc Journal. No mention of it at all. CG, of course, is played by a completely different actor. Yeah, not the same guy from the show. It's just a guy with the same first name. He even transforms as a Ryoki with the same device. I like the fact that all the costumes for Ryoki. I thought that was really cool. Except that, from what I read, it's not the same people in the suits. Well, in the case of Ren, this is interesting. Now, Ren, they drastically altered him. He is really different from what he was in the show. Because in the show, he's a bit stoic like he was here. Except that they had it where he was an actual reporter, and he was CG's partner in the show. I'm like, that's interesting. And, well, yes, they look at Kamen. There's no mention of his fiancée at all in the show. From the show, there's no mention of her at all. And I like the fact that the actor they chose, he looks very similar to the actor who played from the show, which, good job basically on that. CG, on the other hand, he looks nothing like the actor who played him in there. Renko, I would say they got pretty close. I would say this is a slightly older version of her. Despite the fact it's been not even 10 years since Ryoki ended. I think the show aired in 2002. Because it aired in 2009. It's only been 7 years. So not Namaki, where she is basically asking about the world's writers. And then she's killed when she was about to have a piece of shortcake. And then she's arrested. And apparently this world does number the Kamen Riders, which is interesting because in Ryoki, no one knew anything about them. Of course, they still kept the fact they went to the old world, they fight each other. No mention of the air monsters here. Nope, they just fight each other. And apparently this writer system is a way to basically deal judgment. Interesting, despite the fact they didn't do it in the show. Mostly, but yes, they would fight each other, yes. Heck, they included a couple, there's a cameo here by a writer who technically didn't appear in the show. She appeared in a special. Yeah, it was became. I think she was killed at some point. We're all fighting each other, and it turns out basically the blue one, he's the one who killed her, and then we see that he had an alibi. He was sitting down below. How do you kill her from sitting there? Well, it's revealed thanks to Time Vent. Yeah, thanks to Night killing Comrade Odin. He stole the Time Vent. Where CG goes back in time with Decade. Where they discover that this guy was responsible. They fight him. We even have it where, because, it happened with Kuga, where his evolved form is basically a beetle. We didn't technically have this when it comes to Kiva, but in the case of this one, it's a dragon. I'm like, okay, interesting. So he becomes basically the monster he's contracted to. Now, how in the world, basically, that Ren found out the fact Odin had time vent? Not really clear. Excuse me. Yeah, and then this is interesting. So the ending of this sets up the very next arc, which, believe it or not, is a tribute to Kamen Rider Blade. And like the case of Kiva, I have not seen Blade. I just kind of know about it thanks to seeing images of Blade. I gotta admit, this is quite interesting. The whole undead thing, though. Yeah, and I like the fact, basically, in the ending, this sets up the very next two-parter. I thought that was really cool on the part of them doing that. Yeah, where they go to Wood of Blade. Oh, and in case you're wondering, what was basically Decade's, like, job, basically, in Ryoki's? Like, in the case of Kuga, it was basically a police officer. In Kiva, it was a musician. In Ryoki, it was a defense attorney. In Blade, it's a chef. A chef. And they mentioned, oh yeah, the fact that there's a writer system, like in the case of Ryoki for some reason. And, like, everybody's basically, like, are basically levels of management thanks to card studs. They mentioned about hearts, which is interesting. And they also feature Kamen Rider Chalice, who I read he actually is a Kamen Rider from Blade. But I don't know if he actually was the president, if it was a company, whatever. I honestly don't know. I just watched basically what this was for Blade. I thought this was really cool. Does this basically pique my interest in Blade? Yes. Also, just by sheer coincidence, I was talking to somebody, mentioned somebody on Blue Sky about this, where the ending of episode 7, where it showed Blade and the other three writers, apparently, just by sheer coincidence, somebody I know actually recreated the ending with his, like, little figures, whatever he has. Yep. I thought that was really cool. Oh, and the way you don't know if I could Blade because of the card, because Kamen Rider Blade apparently is a card-based Kamen Rider. I think he was the second one. I'm not sure about Fives because I have not seen Fives per se. I've only seen an image of it. I've seen a little bit here, but so throughout this, basically, like at one point, Blade gets his own device taken away, and turns out the chairman is actually an undead, which actually is a monster from the Blade. I did read that that is from the Blade show. What's going to include that? I thought it was interesting, though, that in the case of Ryoki, they did not include the monster for that one. I would have thought they would have, because they had really good monster designs in that one, but nope, they did not for some reason. I don't honestly know why. So it's like, so far in a span of 9 episodes, they attribute to the very first Heisei series. Then it was the 9th one. And then, believe it or not, it was actually the 5th Heisei series. I think Blade is the 5th one. Yes, I think, like, because Kuga was first, and then it's Agato, and then Ryoki. I think Fives came next. And Blade is basically, obviously, the 5th. Which I found that to be interesting. And, well, we also have this particular person who pops up in this last episode. Yes, who makes his debut here. And you're probably all thinking, like, who the heck shows up in episode 9? Well, at the end of episode 9, we have this mysterious individual who somehow knows Decade. Oh, by the way, for some reason they call part 2 of the Lord of Blade arc, they call it Blade. And also, Blade's final form is basically transformed into a sword. Yeah. Okay, so the guy's name is Dake Kito. I'll reveal who the heck he is soon. Just not at the moment. So yeah, it's gonna be quite interesting to discuss the remaining episodes. Oh yeah, definitely, it's definitely gonna be quite interesting to discuss it. I mean, as of right now, because I got 9 episodes, you think, oh, 9 episodes of enemies, I must have about 22 left. Nope. Believe it or not, I have 20 left. You're like, what? Yeah, I've watched 11 episodes right now. Yep, 11. I have 20 more to go. So this will probably finish up pretty soon. When? Not sure yet. I'm guessing maybe tomorrow at this point. I'm guessing it would, yeah, no tomorrow's Thanksgiving. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for the video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up we have is Hero with a Class. Yes, I'm going to go through my 4 anime I have to do today. After that, then I'll resume with Kamen Decade. Okay, next video. Bye.